What up, people? It's your boy Chig, and you are through to the Combat Show. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner in crime, Ola. So, to the people, Ola. You're on mute, my brother. Professional out here. Come on, let's
Every
go.
time this thing gets me all the time, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Boy, we're back. I'm happy, man. I'm happy to be back on the show. Um, there's like a cloudy, windy kind of thing going on in the background there. I don't know what that is.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. I know what it is. Is it still doing it?
Yeah, it's better now, much better. Yeah, man, it's much
Much
better now.
fun.
Yeah, man. Um, so so was a mad card last week. We're gonna go right through it. We got boxing. I got my boxing hat on. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into this. Man. It's a big weekend for sports. Big
Yes,
weekend
it
for
is. It
sports.
is a big
Combat
weekend
sports.
for a lot of sports actually. There's rugby on.
Six
There's
Six
Formula One is
Nations.
back.
That's right. That's
Uh,
right.
Boxing's on, which we're obviously going to cover. UFC's on. So lots of sports is happening, even if the Premier League has taken a temporary break.
Boy, I'm
If you're
happy, man.
wondering where our other co-host is, he's running on some Ghanaian time, so he will be joining us at some point when he's available. So yes, don't miss him too much. No doubt he will bring his controversial views straight in front of your screen very, very soon. Big up to everyone in the chat room. Do me a quick favor, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Periscope, do me a huge favor, hit that retweet, just real quick, hit that retweet, and just so that people are aware of the show, and yeah, we can get into this preview, double preview, two rematches that we'll be focusing on really for this weekend as we go through the UFC and the boxing. Big up to Dan T, Diego, Epic, and Archie in the chat. Um, and yeah, let's get into it. I think this message is for you. Probably seen it already.
Archie, man. You know, I just got here, bro. You're man already. Come on, fam. Look, we're gonna get into that in a little while, but I go call right back to you. Man. We're gonna get back to you. But let's do last week's card real quick, so we can, because it's a big card
All right,
for this weekend.
let's
So
crack
let's
on.
just get right through it. Okay. Obviously Julia Avila and Julia Storenko. That fight did not go on because she fainted twice in the weigh-in,
Hmm.
so they burnt that fight. Your pick, because we all did free picks. So
Hmm.
people that don't know, we always have free picks in the prelims. Picks of your choice that you think is gonna win fight, you make them picks, and then on the main card, we all pick the same fighters, and then we'll go from there. So we start with your pick, Chig. You picked Montel Jackson. You said you liked his name.
Yeah.
Bruh, I liked his performance. His performance was even better. He came through for you, man. He came through. He delivered fantastic knockout from him. Good performance, man. I don't, I didn't know much about him to be honest. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Put my hands up, but yeah, he looked good, man. 11-2 record now. Came into this on the back of a loss, so 11-2 record now. Um, Roman, no, you went for Leonardo Santos against Grant Dawson. And I tell you, that was the knockout that happened with the last second to go.
Yes,
Grant
yes, yes.
Dawson. Oh, the last second. The last second. But luckily for me, I picked Dawson because he was getting his ass handed to him. I picked Dawson. You and Will picked Santos. So Dawson got the W on that one. And your last pick, which is also all of our picks, is Messi Kiason against Marion Renel. We all went with Messi. Messi got the job done. We kind of knew, it was gonna go like that. And yeah, she She delivered for us. So yeah, she got the win on that one. Um, on the main card now, we're going on the main card. Taito Ivasa and Harry Hunsucker. You went with Harry Hunsucker.
Hmm.
Taito Ivasa, it's a big KO from that brother there, man. You know what I mean? Another big one from him. So he moves on. Max Griffin and Son Kenan. We both went with Son Kenan. Max Griffin, big win for him. But he's Max Griffin is one of those guys you just don't know.
Yeah, just don't know if he
You
fancies it or not. All
yeah,
depends
you
if
just
he's up
don't.
for it.
That's the thing, you know. You just don't know with Max Griffin, but
Yeah.
he came with the W, and we'll see what he does next. You know, he's in a busy division at the end of the day. You know, what I mean, he's 170. They're busy down there, so you know, we'll see what fight they give him next. Then the next fight was the Cheyenne Buys versus Montserrat Ruiz. Um, Cheyenne Buys won that fight. You went with Montserrat Ruiz. Me and Will went for Cheyenne, and yeah, that was a decision fight. Went all the way. Um, and we had Adrian Yanez and Gustavo Lopez. We all went for Adrian, and it came correct. It came correct with a 13-3 record now, going into his next fight. Gregor Gillespie was removed, so that fight did not happen. And the main event, Derek Bronson and Kevin Holland. So we know what happened there. I picked Derek Bronson. You and Will picked uh, Kevin Holland, and we know what happened. How did you see the fight? How did you see the fight?
Um, I found it a very ridiculous fight to watch after a while. After the first round, I thought to myself, okay, maybe he's got some sort of plan. You know, it kind of occurred to me that I hadn't during that fight. It kind of occurred to me I hadn't watched as many Kevin Holland fights as I thought I had. 'Cause in my mind, I was thinking to myself, is this just the way Kevin Holland fights work? And I thought, oh yeah, I haven't really watched that many fights of his. And so after the first round, I thought, okay, maybe this is just the way he fights. He's very laid back. He's very unique. But then when he kept doing the same shit, and I just thought to myself, you look like a fucking idiot because you're getting your ass whooped. It's not like the only thing I could say is the only thing I can compare it to is, you know, sometimes, you know, there's a there's an old saying in the hood, right? You don't fight crackheads and you don't fight travelers, right? You don't fight crackheads because generally speaking, all they'll do is they'll laugh at you, they don't feel pain, and they just look at you like what? You're just beating them like they're Homer Simpson, and it was just like what? That was all I saw. I just saw this guy constantly getting whooped, getting controlled. He I don't know, saw victory in taking Derek Brunson down once. All right, fantastic. You lost every other aspect, every other part of this fight. You lost. It was embarrassing. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was embarrassing. In fact, to the point where I was so annoyed that I picked Kevin Holland. In my mind, I said to myself, "You should have really thought about this. Like, you should have really thought about this. Like, if you had stood still and thought about this, you should have picked Derek Brunson." And I was so annoyed. I was getting more and more annoyed as the fight went on. But yeah, I think for me, he has to. It's all well and good entertaining and, you know, talking shit when you're winning and being unique that way. I'm all for shit talking during a fight, especially if it's competitive and you're going back and forth and you're trying to off put the opponent. Great. But you look like a fucking idiot when you're the one getting your ass whooped. You're like, oh, you know, Oh, good shot, Derek. Good shot. Oh, good shot. Oh, Khabib. Help me, man. Help me. Oh, fuck off. Sit down. So yeah, that whole sequence of events I didn't like it. I didn't like. Maybe I'm too much of a traditionalist when it comes to this fight and shit, but I just did not like it. I didn't understand what the purpose of it was. You know, the whole thing looked embarrassing. So yeah, but well done to Brunson. You know,
Yeah,
someone who,
that's a
I think is finally starting to. People are starting to realize maybe he's a little bit better than just a gatekeeper. So yeah, well done to Brunson. Although I didn't like his little video skit during the week. I think he called himself Two Checks Bumpson. And if you saw that on his Instagram, did some little it was a bit cringe.
yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
bit
but
cringy.
we deal with cringy people all the time, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, Dominance MMA, aka cringe, aka the cringe setup.
We deal with cringe all the time, man. It's not a new thing. Look, at the end of the day, it's a shtick. That's what they call it over there across the pond. That's the shtick. So if that's what works for him, and that helps him to prepare and getting on the fight, then well, God bless him. You know, I remember we were saying about Kobe from time just before he fought Usman. Like, you know what? I've started to warm to this guy. You know, and we know what he's dealing with is all bullshit. But sometimes, you know what? He just draws you in, innit? So don't worry, man. You get used to it. You get used to it. William, what you saying about the fight? How did you see the fight from your perspective?
I just find it amazing how you're looking smug, yeah. Yet still, you picked Kevin for your fight and performance of the night. I just find it so. And remember, yeah, you did, you did. Yeah, and I find it so smug, yeah, that we had to push you towards Derek Brunson for you to feel this way.
What do you mean you
Remember,
had to push, man?
you picked
Yeah,
Kevin Holland.
It's
no,
true.
You
that was a
picked
double bluff.
no,
That
it
was a
wasn't a
double
double
bluff.
bluff. No, it wasn't a double
Yes, it
bluff.
was.
You picked
That
Kevin
was a
Holland.
double bluff.
Now listen, you picked
You
Kevin
were
Holland.
reluctant until we
Yeah.
kept saying Dominance
Mm-mm-mm.
MMA. Are you abandoning
And
the
I said to
Dominance?
you, man. And I said to you, man. What did you, man, think man was gonna do? I was always gonna go with dominance, man.
That is
And
saying
I
a
went
little
with
Keep
dominance
that
with
energy.
my
Keep that
chest,
energy.
man.
Keep that
Come
energy.
on, man.
Keep that energy with the
Bro,
next
but
dominance fighter. No,
I asked
Keep that
about your
energy with the next
perspective on the
dominance fighter.
fight.
Listen, keep that energy with the next dominance fighter. Yeah, keep that same energy that you're giving me now. Yeah, with the
Are you
next
gonna
dominance
talk about
fighter.
this fight or not?
Hey, look, Bronson dominated 5 rounds. For me, Bronson dominated for 5 rounds, and that's it. Period. He won it fair and
But
square.
the thing that got me the most was the fact of how do you prepare to come and fight? You've prepared to come and fight. You've made preparation with your coaches, your corner, all of them put in all this effort to prepare you to come and fight. And you don't talk to them one time. You don't listen to them one time. You're talking to a man that further out sat with the owner, just chilling with the president. Not the owner, but chilling with the president. Just kicking back. Yeah. And you was begging for octagon advice from that man when your corner was with you. You know what I mean? So bro. I don't get it. I did not understand why my man was. Every time you do this shit, like I ain't reading it before it's even put on there.
I
Like, come
don't
on,
care
man.
if you read it before. No, I'm highlighting.
Don't be drawing my attention
I'm
to bullshit. You
I'm
know what I mean?
highlighting it.
Let
No, I'm
Chick do his thing,
highlighting
man.
it. I'm
Yeah, let
highlighting
Chick
it.
do his thing. I
I'm
interact with them,
listen,
man. Do you interact with them, man?
listen. See how the cat's got your tongue right now. See how you're flip flopping. Yeah,
No,
just because you saw
I'm saying
Taker's
to
name,
you,
you saw Taker's
stop
name.
drawing
You
my
start flip.
stop drawing my attention to bullshit because
Oh,
I interact with them, man. There. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So, anyways, the man how the man does not talk to his corner to me is is the most unprofessional thing you could do. You know what I mean? You can't come to a fight. People's prepared you, and they're trying to cool you down, calm you down, focus on the thing, and it doesn't. Every single round, all right, maybe the first round. You know what I mean? It's not even the first round. I don't even think that's acceptable. But maybe even that you could get away with that. But to do it every round while you get your, you know what I mean? You get your ass handed to you. And the one takedown that he's proud about, he got taken down in the same round again. Straight after he took my man down. So that takedown cancelled that takedown anyways. All right, it takes the 100% record away. But come on, is that what we're talking about in the 5-round fight that you've come to headline? And you know the worst thing, the bit that really got my goat. And I like Kevin. You man know I like Kevin. So I'm not about to kill him or anything. I like him. But the thing that really wound me up was when Easy lost to Jean. Yeah? Did you see all the interviews the man was going on talking crap about Easy and how Easy got taken down? Easy went to 205 and got took down by the champion. You see me? You're getting your house handed to you by Derek Bronson that tried multiple times to take down Easy and didn't really succeed. So you can't talk all that crud about being taken down at 205 and then you're getting taken down by 185er that Easy's already beaten and found it difficult to take down Easy. That's the bit that I was getting, man. I was watching the fight, I was thinking, rah, how is this man going to talk so much about the 205 champion beating Easy the way he did, but you're going to come down here and lose 5 rounds to Derek Bronson? Like, you know what I mean? I expected way more from him. I expected it to be way more competitive. It wasn't, much to my delight, because that was my pick. But yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night of fighting from Derek Bronson, and hopefully he can get one of those guys that he really wants in the top 5. Let's do bonuses. So Chig and Will, you both went Holland for bonuses. He got his hands. I went for Holland as well for bonuses. Yeah. So
God,
well,
this guy.
but the thing is, hold on.
You see how he separates himself from it. You see how he does it.
No, I just included myself in it. What are you talking about?
But you see how he
I
started.
Holland as well.
You see how he started, though. Will and Chig with a big grin on his face, yeah, thinking, "Oh shit!" These niggas.
But I got a point. I got a point for Derek on the main card. You lot didn't. You lot picked Holland, man. I got a point, so I'm happy with it. That's why I'm smugging. You know what I mean? I got something from it.
If we didn't put any peer pressure on you, if you didn't put any peer pressure on you, you'd have picked the exact same person we picked. 100%. I don't care
you
what
know what I mean, bro. Come on, Doug. Anyways, I picked him for bonuses. So that was my pick because of you lost peer pressure. I picked him for the bonuses. It didn't work out. Yeah. And you man picked fight of the night. You picked fight of the night. Gillespie and Brad Riddle. That fight got taken down. So nothing for you lot this week. And I picked Adrian Yanez, my guy from Houston. Yeah.
Chig.
It got me that 50 G's, man. So that 50 G's, 3 points as well. Not just 50 G's, but 3 points. So I'm happy with that. So on the whole points tally, Chig is at 39 on the points tally. Will is at 41. And Ola is at 45. Going into this week's card. So you want to bring up this week's card?
Yeah.
That wind sound is still coming. It's still happening, man.
Hold on, I'm hot, man. Relax. I'll turn it off in a sec.
All right, cool. I don't know what it is, but
It's a fan. All right. clicked the wrong thing. Oh, this is the fight I'm most nervous about this year. I still don't know who's going to win. There's the truth of the matter. Still not picked yet. All right, you ready? Big up to everyone in the chat. I hope you guys are all well. These motherfuckers have themselves on mute and shit. Do slap a like on the video if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. As we go into the prelims of the 260 card. So presumably we're doing what we usually do?
Yeah. If you got 3 fighters from there, let's hear it. I'll put your name against it.
Okay. I'm going to go with Omar Morales to start with.
I don't have that guy on my thing, but yeah, hold on.
Night Rain versus one of them, Nurmagomedov. I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go with Night Rain for this one. And
Who are you going with?
Gerard Gooden.
Jared Gooden. Okay. So that's your second one. So we've got Omar Morales and Jared Gooden for you.
Yeah, hold on. This thing's playing up. And I'm going with Fabio Charant, who's making his debut.
Oh, so this guy. So that fight must have been moved because Meningfield was meant to be fighting William Knight. So what's this guy's name again?
Fabio Charant.
Okay. Got your prelims, Will? You know what? While we're waiting for Will, I'm gonna go with Abubakar Nurmagomedov.
Okay.
15-3. He's coming off a loss though. He's coming off a loss to Zawada. 15-3 record. But I'm gonna go with him. I'm going with Meningfield. Your guy that's fighting Fabio. So I'm gonna go with Meningfield. And my third one is Abu Azaita, Ottoman's brother. Azaita, and yeah, he's on the 14-2 record, and he's fighting Mark Andre. So those are my 3 prelim fighters. Will,
Who's Abu Azaita?
Azaita was the only one I had anyway from prelims. He was the only one I saw and had, but the rest of them I didn't know their names or anything like that. But I went with Azaita.
I don't see Azaita in the prelims on here.
Yeah, he's in the early prelims.
I was in the early prelims. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know we're including this.
Yeah, I'm going with Azaita as well. What was the fight just before this one that was on the screen?
Meningfield, Alonso Meningfield and Fabio.
No. There was one before. There was one after this one. There was one just before.
Jared Gooden.
No.
And
yeah, this one.
Modestas Bukauskas.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Modestas Bukauskas.
Okay, so 1, 2. You got one more.
And what's that mining field one? I'm going with mining field.
Okay. All right, that's the prelim picks done. Let's go on to the main event. So we got Jamie Malarkey. I mean, where did these guys get this kind of names, man? Jamie Malarkey and Kamaworthy. Another sick name. Jamie Malarkey is coming in at 12-4 on a 12-4 record, coming off a loss, and Kamaworthy is also coming off a loss with a 16-7 record. His last loss, incidentally, was against Ottoman Azaita. So hopefully he's going to be redeeming himself in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Kamaworthy.
Okay. I'm going with Jamie Malarkey. That's my pick, Jamie Malarkey. In your own time, Will.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
I can't relax.
You were doing that to me the other day. So
this is not even 10 seconds after you said it.
Take your time with it. Take your time with it.
I'm going minefield. What's his name? Worthy. What is he laughing at?
Oh shit! Well, so you're the only one that can pull him out of his train of thought. Man can't do it to you. You want to do all that foolishness when I'm fucking trying to talk and knock me off my shit. A man can pull you off his shit.
Miss Maverick.
No, you can't. I'm not saying you didn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Maverick as well. I'm gonna go with Maverick as well.
Yeah, I'm going with Maverick too.
Okay, this is where you start to put the cuts amongst the pigeons. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
So Thomas Almeida on a 22-4 record. Sean O'Malley lost to Cheeto in a bad way. Obviously, the man took his leg out, hit a nerve, leg went, gave in on him, and Cheeto just put his light out. But he says he feels undefeated in his mind. He's undefeated. So, Chig is going Almeida.
I'll let Ola finish the story.
So,
I like this guy.
Throughout this whole press conference, he's coming with the same attitude that he don't care what happened in the last fight, he didn't lose. And it's up to the man if he wants to take that loss. Right. And I just feel like that's, cause I thought he would have dumped that attitude, but for some reason, he's still on the same thing. So I don't know what's going on. But having said all of that, I'm gonna go with Sean O'Malley to redeem himself. I want to see the sugar train hype get back on track. It was off his track. I want to see him get back on track and start doing some mad things. The things that I love to see, just knock him out effortlessly, with no oomph to it. Just put them up, poof, like that. So I want to see that until it starts to get serious. Then, I want to see him get up there. And hopefully a win here could help him do that. Will?
Sean.
Okay. Sean O'Malley for William.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the co-main event.
Vicente Luque. Oh no,
Oh,
actually, let me let you talk.
well, quick shout out to the brothers there from African Fighters. They got a
Yeah,
pod online. Shout out to those brothers, two Nigerian brothers, and they rep all the African fighters in the MMA in all combat sports. So
I
salute to
like
those
them
guys,
too. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Farouk and Jibril. Big up to those brothers.
yeah, man. I like them. I like them a lot. I'm following them now.
Yeah, yeah, they've got a follow from me as well. They're doing
Yeah,
great work on their channel.
you actually
So
put me
feel
on
free
today.
to go. Yeah, feel free to go and check them out, look them up. You know what I mean? Good people.
Yeah.
Right.
They have
Co-main
everything
events.
on African fighters. Like they're really into the African fighters. They have everything on. Even my guy Abdul Razak.
Yeah, they were talking about him on one of their shows.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I
what
mean?
I'm saying.
So
Even him.
yeah,
They
they do
got
good
him.
work, man.
Yeah. So yeah, shout outs to African fighter. What was the podcast again?
The African fighters.
The African fighters. Shout outs to them. Definitely shout outs to them.
So co-main, Tyron Woodley and Vicente Luque. Will,
I thought you were
break it
gonna
down
give
for
us a
us.
little bit. No. I was waiting for you to do it.
All right. So Tyron Woodley, 19-6, with no wins lost to in his last 3 fights.
Yeah, sir.
Vicente Luque is coming in with a win against Brown, actually. 19-7 record, 1 no contest. Tyron Woodley, 1 no contest, 19-6. So they got identical record if you look at both of them, you know what I mean? The only thing that's not identical is the age difference. But, Tyron's nearing 39. He'll probably be 39 by the time he gets into the cage. But he's lost to Colby. Colby broke his ribs, man. He's lost to Colby. He's lost to Burns. He's lost to Usman. And look, you have to bear in mind, and this is how I'm looking at it. You have to bear in mind the quality of fighters that he's fighting. Yeah, the quality of fighters that he's fighting, that has to be in consideration. So everybody that he's fought and lost to, they're all in the title. They were all in a title fight with him. So for me, I'm looking at it one or two ways. His job is depending on it. He could get cut after this fight if he don't win it, and I think he needs a win, even if it goes out of just walk away, but walk away with a win. I think he might take that. He might think about it and take it. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Tyron Woodley.
Wow. Well, because of you, yeah, and what you've put me on Tyron Woodley, yeah. Even though I was really going at you for, you can't say that to the guy. You can't say that about the guy or to the guy, because at the end of the day, you can choose who reps you or not. But you were on a rampage when you said about Black Lives Matter when you was fighting Kobe. You're like, this is not the guy you want to rep us. Yeah.
This is a different fight, different card.
I know, but I'm saying
So
like,
talk about this fight, this card.
oh my God.
Why are you bringing up old shit?
Oh my God. Here, look, listen. Ever since then, yeah, he's let me down. Like, the guy's let me down big time. So I ain't really, no way. I'm not letting any comeback talk fool me. The whole Thailand talk fooled you. It didn't fool me. So I'm going with Luque on this one. I think Tyron Woodley's done. I think he's done. The thing is, Ola, like I said to you, with Woodley, his problem is, it's not the fighting. It's not the fighting. It's what would happen after. The things he thinks are going to happen. The memes he's thinking about and stuff like that. That's the reason why he doesn't let himself go, because he feels like he can't get knocked out. And as soon as Dorino touched him in that fight, you saw him. You saw him. As soon as Colby started messing him about, you saw he wanted a way out. I don't think his ribs were broken. He was all right. He was all right a few days after. How can you have broken ribs and then be all right a few days after? Technically all right. Smiling, laughing and crying and joking and everything. And you say, if your ribs are broken, you can't laugh. You can't laugh for over a month. Do you get what I'm saying, Ola? So with that being said, I'm just trying to say, like, this guy is just done. He's just trying to convince himself that he was that guy. But come on, let's be real. He's done. Luke get to finish it. Luke get to end him. End it all.
Okay. Confident pick.
Chigs has disappeared.
No, I'm here. It's funny because my initial reaction was to think what Ola thought, and that was that he may very much just decide to win, ride off into the sunset as the one last fuck you to Dana White. And I saw his interview yesterday, and it was a very raw interview. You can see the rumors about him being cut. I think maybe has hurt him a little bit, and I think it is a difficult thing sometimes to get over. For me, he fights scared, and he's fought scared the last couple of fights. I knew he'd lose to Colby. I think the Usman fight just changed him. Is that me? Is that feedback from my mic?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's gone now.
Yep. That was the win Ola was talking about from before.
No, I heard actual feedback, which was pissing me off. But anyway, yeah, I think he fought scared last time, and I think actually I knew he'd lose to Colby. I think the Usman fight has changed him to a certain degree.
Before you go on, you do know you said something that I say that Ola hates a lot. That's why Ola had a little giggle there. He fights scared. Then Ola had a little.
No, I'm not saying he's scared of his opponent. Okay. But let's face it. You can fight scared when you remember your previous experience. Mm-hmm. You've heard Francis say it himself when he went into the fight with Lewis. And I quote, "I went in there fighting scared." The same thing would happen as the Stipe fight. So if someone like Francis could admit that, I think it's an okay phrase to use here.
Yeah, I call it gun shy, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm using what a fighter. That's an expression of fighter has used.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's what I asked. That's what I.
Ola doesn't like the word scared.
I know he doesn't like the word scared, but I'm gonna use it anyway. And to me, I just think that also I think his game has been exposed a little bit. Maybe he comes from an era where, before his explosiveness and his wrestling was enough to get him by. And now the game is adapted. You need to have a little bit more. You need to have that work rate. You need to have that grappling skill. You need to be able to have that suffocation. And his style perhaps is a little bit outdated. I just think, for me, I was looking for some sort of inspiration from his interview yesterday, and I didn't see it. Yes, it was more of a raw interview, but it's one of more, well, whatever will be. Dana can't tell me anything. If he wants me to leave, no problem. I'm going to go out there and be true to myself. And, I'm still the 5-time champion. I'm still X. I'm still Y. I still performed perfectly against Darren Till and this, that, and the other. I think for me, I would have rather him say, I put everything into this fight camp. Regardless of whatever happens in my future, I'm focused on this fight and I'm determined to win. That's what I would have preferred him to say. He's still the victim. And to me, that tells me you've not learned your lesson. So I think from that perspective, plus he's fighting a beast. He's fighting someone who I like a lot. He's very, very strong. And crucially, that person is being cornered by Gilbert Burns. So I think that could be the difference maker. So I'm going to go with Vincent. Or Vicente, I should say. Luque.
Okay. You made a very good point. You made a good case for Vicente. Both of you has done that really. Made a good case for him. So we'll see how it shakes out. We've got Stipe, current champion, versus Francis Ngannou, the challenger. All right. Yeah. Francis is coming in on a 4-fight win streak. Stipe is on a 2-fight win streak. 20-3 record for Stipe, 15-3 record for Francis. Stipe is also 38. Francis is 34. Stipe coming off a win against DC, and we know Francis just knocked out Rosenstrike. So, Will, do you want to start this one off? All right, I'll start this one off. For me, Francis, I think when you look at his octagon time, and that's what everybody keeps going back to, I know, but you've got to take it into consideration. The man ain't got like no more than 2-3 minutes since the last time him and Stipe fought, which was 3 years ago. That's a long time ago. But at the same time, I know Stipe has been there recently with DC. But Stipe has only fought once in 2 years because he had to wait out for DC. So it's not like he's been really active. He's only fought once in 2 years. And I'm not sure, because I went back to look at
He's fought twice in 2 years.
So he's fought twice in 2 years. Okay. I'm not sure about the treatment he got for his eyes and that, because I know he's got eye problem. Obviously, he was moaning about DC coming in with the dirty eye poke and poking him on purpose in the eye and shit. So for me, I went back and looked at the fight, and in the first round, Francis must have tagged him about 3-4 times. He had some big shots, some big shots. And I thought, boy, if you do the same thing in this fight, in that first round, you're going to sleep. And obviously, we know if Francis can't get it done in 2 rounds, it's over. Stipe is going to take over and just run him So he needs to finish it early if he's to win this fight. It's one of the ways that I see him winning this fight. And shout out to Jibril. I was watching one of the things earlier on, and he mentioned a fun fact. Francis' first win in MMA is actually by submission. So that's a mad thing, which means if the fight, maybe if some kind of mad strangle goes out there and the neck presents itself or something like that, Francis might just grab hold of it and don't let go. So we don't know. But for me, I think the path to victory for Francis is got to be to just get Stipe out of there as early as he can, as early as possible, but not rush it, because the last time he rushed and he was loading a lot. There was a lot of things that he did wrong in that fight. And obviously you can see he's fighting a little bit more patient now, picks his shots and just goes in for the kill. That's what I'm expecting Francis to do. I'm not going to pick Stipe. I'm here in my Francis shirt. I'm not picking Stipe. I'm going to go with Francis. That's my pick. Whichever one of you two want to go next.
Chig? Is Chig even here?
I'm here. I'm going next. Look at you talk about impatience. Look at that. about his chicken with it.
No, I didn't even hear your voice. When I said Chig, you didn't say nothing back. So I was wondering, like, are you falling asleep or something?
No. I was listening to Ola, and then I actually forgot I was on mute. I must admit, watching the build-up until today, I thought Stipe will do this. And then I watched something today that made me change my mind slightly. I think I just realized where the feedback's coming from. I watched something today that made me realize, oh, okay. I think maybe Francis might be able to pull this off. I think they both made changes. I think Ola's point about Stipe fighting once in 2 years is actually a valid one. I didn't even think about before. Twice in 2 years is a valid one I didn't think about before. Francis has been a lot more active. For the activeness, though, he's not been in the ring. He's not been in the octagon for very long. But you're still going through the fight camps. You're preparing yourself. You're going through the training camps. And actually, from Francis's point of view, the less time he's spending in the octagon, the more time he's spending training and learning his craft. And I think from his perspective, I normally don't back the other guy in a rematch. You guys know this. Typically, that's my rule. But I think in Francis's case, he's chased this Stipe rematch from the very get-go. I remember when they were talking to him about who he'd rather face, Cormier or Stipe. He immediately says Stipe. He said that he doesn't have any issue facing Cormier because as long as the world title's on the line, he'll take it. But that Stipe is the one that beat him at the end of the day. And he feels as though he can perform a lot better. I feel he can perform a lot better. I think he needs to be a little bit more patient. I think, he is going to miss some haymakers because I don't think he's technically that good of a boxer. And I think Stipe is not a bad boxer, actually. But I also think that I find it difficult to believe. I think, how can I put this? I think Francis will be at his most dangerous for the first 15 minutes of that fight. I find it difficult to believe that Stipe avoids being hit within those 15 minutes. And yes, I get that he did it before, but I think his tactic of, right, I'm going to double leg him, once he tries that once and it doesn't work, what's he going to do? And I think that's what they've been working on in training. I saw something in the build-up today about how his coach, who looks very intelligent, I've forgotten his name, but I know he's in Extreme Couture. That is Francis's fight camp these days. He said that we know what Stipe will be looking for. He'll be looking to work the inside and then look for that double leg. I think that's the only way Stipe wins. So if Francis has been working on that defense, doesn't need to work on any particular wrestling technique, but just work on defending against that particular move, then I think he's susceptible. I think in a fist fight, I back Francis all day. In a kickboxing fight, I back Francis all day. So the only way Stipe wins is, I think, if he takes Francis down and just does him the way he does in the first fight. So what I do like, though, is that Stipe is very, very confident. He looks, and why wouldn't he be? He's beaten the man before. So he's very, very confident. He's just got through a trifecta with Cormier. But I also think that Cormier three matches has taken a lot out of him. And it would do, because Cormier is such a competitor. He's such a tough guy. There's no way you can fight that man 3 times and something hasn't changed in you. So I think for those very complex, probably overthought reasons is why I think Francis will win.
and I back him to win second round KO. So yeah.
All right. I'm a little bit divided still. I'm a little bit torn on this one, and I'm being real with you guys because I still see Stipe winning it. Yeah, but I'm a bit torn on it, and everything you said, Chig, is the reason why I see Stipe winning it. If Stipe's only got double leg, yeah, then they're so mistaken because Stipe has knocked out so many people. He's knocked out so many fighters. So if they're gonna look out for the double leg, then it will give Stipe a chance to knock him down. Because you know when a fighter expects something. Yeah, Ola, you've seen this many times. What did you say the most effective way of fighting is? Like when you're a wrestler, the most effective base is what? What's the most effective base? Yeah, resting. So if you can fake the double leg, you still got he's a heavyweight. Remember, if this guy is gonna think I'm defending a double leg, I'm gonna always look out for the double leg. He can hit you up top when you're looking down. We've seen this so many times, Ola. Yeah, Kevin Holland when he knocked out that Gillespie guy. He was looking. Gillespie did not think about hands of Kevin Holland. Not Kevin Holland. Kevin. You know who I mean.
Kevin Lee.
Yeah, Kevin Lee. Yeah, right. Like, because Gillespie was looking for hands, and he was looking for the takedown. Because we all know what Kevin Lee's game's about. So he was looking for takedowns and did not expect Kevin Lee to do what he did. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's why I think it kind of plays into Stipe's hands a little bit with all of this. But also, just like Ola said, right, Stipe got tagged a few. And if Ola actually watched the fight to the end, I think he got tagged again in the fourth round. I think either third or fourth round, he got tagged again badly. Yeah. Badly. And as soon as he got tagged, he went for a takedown straight away. Like, Stipe went for a takedown.
At that point, the pop in the arm was already gone. Because Mama has been fighting takedowns through the round.
Yeah, but
you know what that does. You know what that does to strikers. You know?
Yeah, but even the takedown for Stipe was so easy because of how tired Ngannou was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so easy. But so that also I take into account in saying that you can't get tagged at least 3 times in the first round.
That cannot happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the chin for that again. You know what I mean? You know, this fight happened 3 years ago.
And also you got to look at the fact that Stipe is coming in a little bit skinnier than he was that time, meaning he's going for speed. Yeah. My only problem is the reason why what's his face knocked him out. Cormier knocked him out because he'd been in a war. Yeah, he'd been in a war with Ngannou.
Oh.
Right? Ngannou rocked him bare times. Ngannou messed up his head bare times. Many times. And the fact that what he got from DC, the punches he got from DC as well, I don't think his hair's cleared enough. So I'm going to add on to say it's going to be a full house. As much as I've argued Stipe's case, I do think getting caught that many times in the first fight gives Ngannou a little bit of a... I caught him that time. I just didn't catch him right. I think this time, when I catch him, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm not going to rush it. That's how I feel this time about it. So
that's what I'm thinking. I really think Ngannou is going to be a little bit more patient this time. You know, the last fight, he got so hyped by Dana. Oh, he's the hardest hitter. This guy hit like a 4-day score. All that crazy talk. You know what I mean? He had the performance. It was believing his own hype. You know what I mean? And you know, Joe Rogan was on his dick and everything, man. You know what I mean? Like, this man was believing his own hype, bro. So obviously,
to clarify, Will, you started your prediction by saying twice. you think Stipe will win. Now
Yeah.
you're saying Francis will win.
Yeah. But no. I said I think Stipe. Like the more I think about it, I think Stipe will win because of what you said. I was coming off of what you said.
Okay.
Yeah, saying that the more of what you said made me think of Stipe and winning it. And I gave you the reasons why I thought so, right? Like you said, they're prepared. They said they know what Stipe is about. He wants to get on the inside in a double leg. Yeah, that might be a mistake if that's what the coaches are telling Ngannou.
I just don't see him knocking out Francis.
I'm saying I'm saying that game plan kind of plays into Stipe's hands.
No, but I guess and that's why I backed it up by saying in a fist fight or a kickboxing fight, I back Francis
Stipe,
because I don't see Stipe knocking him out. I think where Stipe had his most success, I must admit, I rewatched that fight.
It's heavyweight, so you can't say.
It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. Don't get me wrong. I'm just being real with you. Just this is the logic of my thought process. I don't see that happening. I think that, like you guys have alluded to earlier, when Stipe was fresher, this is pre-Cormier 3 fights as well. I think, Stipe, for me, where he had his most success was after the takedowns and after wearing them out.
No.
I must admit, I watched the fight yesterday. We watched the fight yesterday. I completely forgot how much of a domination it was. I mean, it was a real domination. There was no real part where Francis was winning any part of the fight. And that was just due to the fact that the man was so exhausted by trying to fight his way off his feet. He didn't have his usual explosiveness. He didn't have any technique in order to get up from his position. There was no way of defending what Stipe was doing to him. Stipe was just punishing him with his weight, and then that was that. Whereas I think if you add a little bit more defensive grapple to it, and you're able to add a little bit of tie clinches to it, which I think is what Francis has been working on, then I think you're able to then defend it a little bit better. You're able to defend the double leg better, because that every time I think Stipe took him 9 times. 7 of those times were through the double leg. What does that tell you? Defend that double leg. You've got to defend that double leg.
Yeah, defend the double leg, but that's what I'm saying though, right? If you're looking out for a double leg, he can rock you with a. This is heavyweight. So anyone could knock anyone out. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Like I say, I'm not saying it's impossible, but you also have to when you have a prediction, you also have to have a belief of what you think is going to happen. I don't see I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just don't believe that Stipe will knock out Francis. I just don't see that happening. That's just my thinking.
Okay.
That's my belief.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Oh, we've all given our 2 cents on how we think the fight's going to play out, and we've all chosen Francis, even though we have different feelings and nuances on what might turn the fight. Look, it's still a fight, and obviously we say this all the time. Just because we picked it, don't mean nothing's going to come off the other side. It's still a fight. Anything can happen in the fight, all the way from strawweight to heavyweight. You know what I mean? It's a fight. Anything can happen. We're in the fight game. And what we're talking about here, we're looking at it. These guys are vicious. Like you said, heavyweight. Things do, sometimes like a derby, things do go out of the window sometimes, And in this fight, I'm not expecting a lot of technique, but we know the one man that has more technique than Francis is Stipe. And we've seen him use it many times. He knocked out, was it Wanderlei? No, it wasn't Wanderlei. What's the other? Vadum. He knocked out Vadum. He knocked out Vadum, walking back. Like the man was backstepping, and Vadum was charging towards him, and he knocked him out. that way. It's like Stipe can do those, and it can work on the ground. We see him put this here where he's got plenty of ways to win. But we know Francis, majority of the time, 98% of the time, he's got that one way to win, which is what we're used to and we used to seeing. So obviously we know Stipe has just that little bit more tools in the toolbox. Well, I don't know, maybe that little bit. He has a bit more tools in the toolbox than Francis. But can he negate it? Can he weather that storm? I don't know. I think Chromie has given Stipe some eye problems over the course of 3 fights. Like, my man's wearing glasses now like he's Miss Battleaxe. You know what I mean?
Plus, I bet you that chin is softer.
And you see that as well. There's that there. And you see, I think in the first round or second round of that fight of the earlier fight, Francis threw like 3 haymakers. And I see Stipe ducking. He ducked all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like Mama he ducked all 3 of them. They're like, rah, you know what I mean? But that's good eyesight that Chromie hadn't been dipping his fingers to. Now, what's that eyesight like? You know what I mean? What's the eyes looking at? Are you going to be able to duck all 3 of those when they come at you again in that fashion? I don't know. Because Francis only needs to touch him. And if he touches him properly, it could be over. You know? So, and I know the thing what William was saying is what happened to Curtis Blades with Derek Lewis. At the end of the day, you want a level change, you want to go on them double legs, you could catch an uppercut coming in. And we saw it a couple times that Francis nearly got Stipe coming in to get that takedown on him a couple times.
Yeah.
Where
and that's the thing
he just narrowly missed him.
You need to remember, out of the next 4 opponents that Francis faced, 2 of them were wrestlers. So
that's a fact.
People need to remember that.
But this fight, obviously, we know this fight could go either way.
They're wrestlers, like they're proper wrestlers, if you get what I'm saying. Like, they're not bangers. Stipe can bang and wrestle. Stipe is like a Cormier. Do you know that?
So can Curtis Blades. We know that. He can bang and wrestle.
Oh, Curtis Blades can't bang anyone.
What? So Kane can't bang?
What?
Kane can't bang?
Kane can not Kane can Kane's volume.
I don't know.
Kane's volume. Come on. Look at all Kane's fights. His volume. His pressure and volume.
Yeah. Chain wrestling. A lot of it is chain wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wrestling tires you and then goes for you. Kane can't really bang when you think about it. Kane's more wrestling. Yeah. I don't. It's just that Stipe is more well-rounded than the other guys he's fought. So you're trying to compare Dos Santos, even Kane. I think Stipe would destroy Kane.
Well, now, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, but the Kane that fought Ngannou. Stipe will destroy him. Come on.
Well, of course, the Kane that fought Ngannou. I said if I don't know if we could go back to that preview there. Kane just had wire meshes on his back. His back was fucked up. Like he's had back surgery after back surgery after back surgery. You know, for how an uppercut can make a man's leg buckle. Only Francis can do that to a man. You know what I mean? Like the knee socket came out of the socket, bro, from an uppercut. It's a mad thing, you know. But you know, we've picked our fighters. We still got boxing to get to. Dillian Whyte and Povetkin. So let's do our bonuses real quick. Fight of the night and performance of the night. Who wants to go first? I'll go first. I'm going to pick Francis for my performance of the night, and I'm picking Sugar Sean as my performance of the night. So I'm going with 2 bonuses. Performance of the night, Sugar Sean and Francis Ngannou.
I'm gonna go with performance of the night, Vincente. I think Dana will love to pay him off to retire. Woodley and Francis as well.
So you're going 2 performances?
Yeah.
Or you pick your fight of the night?
No, 2 performances.
Okay. And for the new viewers, these picks that we're picking, the performance and the fight of the night, they're all worth 3 points. And the picks on the main cards and the prelims, all 1 point. We'll top them up at the end of the week, and we'll see who came through. Will? You know, I kind of go along with what mental health guy just said there, because it's for Francis to go and take the championship from Stipe. You know, Stipe is the champion. The onus is on Francis to take the belt from him. You know, don't leave it up to the judges. You know, because Stipe is always going to have champions always have the advantage. You know, his champion's advantage is just how it goes. So I agree with you on that one there.
Ola, we had this argument before. I don't agree with that. Like that, you have to come and take like that whole. If you've won the fight, you've won the fight, whether there's a belt with it or not. Yeah, if you won the fight, you've won the fight. How you won it, whether it's dull, quiet, slow, whichever way, should not affect anything. I feel like when they say, "But you got to take the belt from the champion," though, you got like John Jones has got away with a few of you've got to take the belt away from the champion, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. I wasn't happy, but that's what happened.
Yeah, but it's for that exact reason is the point that Ola makes. You know,
yeah,
in those circumstances.
I'm actually backing Ola and saying I think that saying is actually a lazy way of keeping your champion there. Yeah, you have to beat him convincingly. Oh no, he got beat. Whether it's a 1-0 or 3-0 or 5-0, you got nil. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the way it should ideally be, but we know different. We know that these things are different.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't agree with it, but it's what happens. We've seen it happen.
I'm agreeing with you, and then going up a notch, like saying it shouldn't be like I don't get why people have that.
I think mental health will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what he means is, I suppose you've got to go out there with the mentality of, like, fuck this. You're not leaving here with this belt, and I'm going to do everything I possibly can to ensure that doesn't happen by my performance. I think people who go in there people who go in there and try and outpoint the other opponent sometimes will often not get their just desserts. So, you know, we've seen that happen very recently.
Think he's trying to say about Canelo, like not to get Canelo. I think that's what he's getting at. Because there's some people where even if you win the fight against them, you still get the decision against you.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, without going too far away from our subject matter, I don't see how Billy Joe Saunders wins that fight. Short of knocking him out, I don't see him knocking him out because he's got to damn near humiliate Canelo for him to take that title with his style, and that's to be honest is why the Fury against Klitschko performance was so impressive this way, because I didn't think that was possible to do what he did, to go over to Germany and damn near humiliate my man, fighting him in the style that he did. And that was what was so impressive about it. So, yeah, as much as I love the fight between AJ and Klitschko, for me, in a way, I like the Fury fight with Klitschko just as much, just because of the challenge of what he had to do. So yeah. All right. Is there anything else, Ola?
No, that's it. We have some current affairs. A couple of them, couple fights that got made. Will does not want to choose his bonuses, so we'll leave that alone.
I have.
What did you pick?
You're on mute when you chose him.
Oh, was I? Oh, I said would you call it? I thought you guys heard what I said. I said Stipe and Ngannou for Friday night, and Vicente Luque for performance of the night.
Okay. Got you. All right. So couple news. Usman and Masvidal sold out. Job done.
Yeah.
Title fight has been made with Chandler and Charles Oliveira, which, bro, I thought Justin was gonna get in there, but for some reason,
Justin
it's
Islam.
out of that. It's out of that competition there. I don't know. That's one that's in the pipeline. That's one that's in the pipeline. It could happen. I hope it don't happen just yet, but it could happen. So and
It's happening.
Misha Tate is returned back to the UFC.
Mhm.
And guess who they've given her for a tune-up fight? Marion Renault that Macy Chiasso fought the other day. I thought they were going to throw her straight to Amanda, man. Like, come on, are you gonna do that to this woman? She got busted up for 5 years ago. But Marion Renee is the one that's gonna welcome Misha Tate back to the UFC.
Yeah.
So let's start with the Oliveira Chandler one. Like early thoughts. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, it's a good fight. It should be very good stylistically. Obviously, Chandler, the wrestler, Oliveira, the jiu-jitsu guy. Both of them are quite. I would say, Chandler looks very explosive. Oliveira looks very fluid. So it could be a really, really good fight. I'm predicting that to be a good early fight of the night candidate. But yeah, I think I it sounds silly to say, but part of me is hoping that Chandler doesn't win. That it feels like you've earned it too easily. Like you just come in and just won your way over and you earned the title already. But I think he actually will win. So there you go. But yeah, good fight. That's what we can say.
Will?
Honestly speaking, I'm not looking forward to any of the male fights, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the female fights. Both title fights. That's what I'm looking forward to. I could care less what the male guys done. I've saw a lot from them. Let's be honest with ourselves. The women have given us much more better fights, over the years, over the last year, definitely over the last year, than all the male fighters have, to be honest with you. So for me, I'm more interested in seeing Wei Lee versus Fug Rose. Yeah.
I'm buzzing about that fight.
And also my girl Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. I like to see both fights. You know what I mean? Those are what I'm looking forward to. The rest, shit happens. They're only making the trail better for Conor anyway, if he can get back to getting the title. They're trying to get rid of Oliveira so Conor don't have that problem.
Okay, what about the Tony Ferguson and Benil Darush fight that's been made as well?
Yeah, that's gonna go nowhere. I don't think Dariush is gonna get to that title place. I don't think he is going to. If you look at the top 5, 10,
could Ferguson be in the same boat that Tyron Woodley is in right now?
No, not necessarily. No.
In terms of if he loses that fight, it could get cut.
No. Tyron lost 3 times. He's only lost twice.
Yeah, so if he lost, what I'm trying, Tyron was champion.
Lost 3 times.
Yeah, but Tyron was champion, and whether we like it or not as well, let me bring this up to back Tyron up. And I don't usually do this, but Tyron has still got more title defenses than Usman. Tyron has still got more. He's got 4. Usman's got 3. So you know what I
Tyron's
mean?
got 5. Tyron's got 5.
There you go. He got more title defenses than Usman. So like, you know, I think they're giving him that level, that little bit of respect there. Like, all right, you know what? You was a good champion. 5 title defenses, albeit one of them there was a couple rematches in there with Wonder Boy, but you know that's not bad. You know, it's nothing to be sniffed at. 5 title defenses. You know, so I think they're probably giving him that, extending him that little
That
bit of
catch.
latitude. Just that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. So I think that's what they're doing. From outside looking in, but I could be wrong. But it looks like that's what they're doing. But with Ferguson, he never, even though, and again, and I think he should be afforded that courtesy as well, because you can't go on a 12-5 win streak, interim champion, and not be afforded that type of courtesy as well. So, but again, on a free fight skid, you know, who knows? They're moving ruthless at the moment. They're moving ruthless. Who was the girl that I complained about the last time? I think it was the week before. That 8 and 7 girl. She's still in the UFC, you know, bro. I don't know how she's
Yeah,
still in
but
the UFC.
because with there's not a lot of female fighters, so obviously they would still keep her in there just in case. Like, you know what I mean? They need to fill the division up.
Yeah, they definitely need to do that now, man. I mean,
Another,
even
by
this
the way,
match.
another reason I picked Francis is the whole being cornered by Usman thing. I do think that's an interesting little addition to his corner that he's made ahead of tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
I thought
that's a
that was,
that's a big that's a good factor you raised there. Chick. That's a definitely a good factor that you
but he
raised there.
might, because Usman, especially from a wrestling point of view, might be able to see something in which his initial
What? To
coaches.
wait till his coaches will see. What are you trying to say? His coaches are his
Oh,
coaches.
let's face it, Usman is a wrestler. So, and he looks intelligent. Like, one thing I'll give Usman, he's very intelligent, he's articulate. So, if there's a situation in which Francis needs him to communicate to him, then I'm sure Usman will be capable of it. Yeah, I think it's a clever move. I think it's a clever little move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
All right.
so that concludes all the current affairs.
So I said, take it. We should go into boxing.
This is
Not at
your
all.
guys' world.
So yeah, obviously we're not going to talk about the whole card because quite frankly, the whole card is dead. Although Ricky Hatton's son is making his debut. For those of you old enough like me to remember and used to watch Ricky Hatton fights, remember that little kid that used to wear glasses until it was cool. Yeah, well, he's now 23 years old. That'll make you old, right there.
What
That'll
is
make
that
you
him?
feel old. Yeah, that little boy that was like 6 or 7 that used to follow him around during Ricky Hatton's fights. Yeah, he's 23 now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that makes you feel old, right there. He's 23 and he's getting ready to make his debut. So we'll see what happens there because Ricky Hatton was always, one thing I'll give Hatton, he was always an exciting fighter. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, let's talk about the Dillian Whyte Povetkin rematch. I think, from my perspective, I mean, Dillian just has to win this fight. I think it's slightly different to the Francis situation in that if Francis was to be beat by Stipe, at some point when Jones fights Stipe and gets the title, they'll hype towards a Francis Jones fight. So I don't necessarily see this or tomorrow being Francis's last chance at a title. Whereas I think this could be for Dillian, unless Dillian really bangs the drum and starts attacking Joshua and you know, really like going after him in a particularly aggressive way. But I think for me, I think we were all really shocked because when we first did a preview of this fight, I think all of us picked Whyte to win. And then when he got knocked out, I mean, rewatching the fight, the guy was in complete control of the fight. He
actually was.
Down. He knocked Povetkin down twice. He was in absolute control. But the one thing that Dillian has always been susceptible to is that uppercut. It was how AJ beat him the first time. It was how Joseph Parker floored him in the 12th round when they fought. And it was how Povetkin won in their last fight. He's very susceptible to that uppercut. So I think, and that's because the reason being is that when he fights on the inside, he leans. And when he leans, it's like he smothers his face with the opponent's body. So he doesn't see that kind of backward step move of an uppercut. What I'd like to see him do is no problem chasing the guy, trying to rough him up, but just be a bit more mindful. Use that jab a little bit more. You know, he's the bigger guy. He's naturally the bigger guy. He's taller. He's wider. He's got the longer reach. I do think he's the better boxer. Povetkin is 41 years old now, for fuck's sake. So he should be in a lot better condition than Povetkin. I looked at Povetkin's shape during the weigh-in. He wasn't as tight as he was in the first fight, but that might just be due to the fact that he had COVID. He was suffering with COVID a couple of months ago. So if I'm Dillian, I'm testing him with a lot of body shots. Just because of that COVID, really test him with some body shots and get him out of there. I anticipate Dillian will win. I think he'll win. Probably I picked round 7-8 knockout for him. But if he doesn't win and he disappoints and loses, I'll be I must admit, even I'll tap out. But I hope he wins. I think he will win. I think he'll put it right. I predict for him to win middle to late rounds. So yeah.
Yeah, I echo everything you said. I think, like you said, he was in complete control of that fight. Knocking him down a couple times. I thought, you know what? Regardless of how he's looking now, you get to the judges, you've won the fight. But for some reason, he got caught. He didn't see it coming either, and that's what worries me about Dillian Whyte. He didn't really see it coming. And Povetkin, if there's one thing he's got, that man's got a heart. He's got tons of it. He can hang in there, and he came back and got that win. But given the same situation, if that fight had gone on 10 times, I remember what I was saying when I watched it live at the time. If this fight happened 10 times again, this outcome right here does not happen, and I'm going to carry that energy into this fight and go with body snatcher and say, you know what? How much of a control it was in that fight gives me the confidence to say body snatcher will get it done again. He just needs to be 100% aware throughout the time, and he'll get the win. And I think he'll go to a decision. I don't even think he's going to try and knock him out. I think he'll go to a decision. Because he knows he can control the fight. He's done it.
By the way, I do think this is a good question from Diego, because there is obviously a lot of questions being asked of, well, what do you do with Dillian? Should he win?
I like this for Dillian. I like this for him. But will Deontay take it?
Think you chase that Wilder fight all day long. Don't even fuck around with Ruiz. So I actually think Ruiz would beat him. I think you chase that Wilder fight all day long. It's a high profile fight.
Better payday as well.
Good payday. If your stock goes through the roof.
The disrespect, man. The disrespect. You think Ruiz will beat him, but you think okay, all right.
No, I think Ruiz just because I have listen.
My God.
Listen.
You didn't say Whyte was gonna beat Wilder. Keep your hair on. We know Wilder's your guy.
Well, there you go.
No.
Because he's got panties in a twist, right?
No. I'm just saying the respect you're giving Ruiz. The respect you're giving Ruiz. Yeah?
I give him
just because he's beating your boy.
A lot more credit. Sorry, a lot more chance beating Wilder. I do beating Ruiz. I just do. I honestly do. I just don't see him beating Ruiz. But I do see him.
Oh look, he's just said what I just repeated. He didn't change anything to what I just said.
I think there's a lot better chance.
You said I should hang on. He's saying something else, but he just said what I just said.
No,
you think.
Why do you only? Where is it that when I say something, you hear tunnel vision? Just because I said one thing.
No.
Doesn't necessarily mean. Doesn't necessarily mean. It does not necessarily mean that I don't think that it is impossible for Wilder.
No.
I'm giving my opinion. I think that it's more likely.
Not that.
It's more likely that, in my personal opinion, that Whyte stands a better chance of beating Wilder than he does of beating Ruiz.
And I say, okay, cool. I just don't get, there is all of a sudden why Ruiz is such a great fighter. All of a sudden, I just don't get it. And that we'll leave it there.
Okay, but that's just my opinion, though. It's styles. I think that Ruiz is a much better boxer than Wilder. Why is this a surprise? I would have told you this 2 weeks ago. I would have told you this a year ago.
I didn't say about boxing skills or anything like that. I'm just saying, I just find it funny that all of a sudden, Ruiz is being given a higher platform, than anybody in boxing gives him. But
just look at the way they're both coming off losses. Just look at the way they both lost, and then tell me something. Look at the way they both lost.
Yo. First off, Wilder lost to the best boxer in the division.
Stop it, bro. Stop. Don't. I knew you would do this. I knew you would do this. I knew that as time goes on, you'll start to romanticize the idea of the way that Wilder lost. Don't do that. We both know that
Wilder lost to
annihilated.
Wait.
You got annihilated.
You said
with
yourself.
Basics.
You said yourself. All right. Let me ask you one question. What did the same Tyson Fury do to Klitschko? Let me ask you that question. What did he do to Klitschko?
What are you talking about?
What did that same Tyson Fury?
He didn't fight Klitschko in the same way he fought Wilder. Stop it. Will,
no, wait.
You embarrass yourself when it comes to Wilder. You embarrass yourself when it comes to Wilder.
Hang on. He dominated him for 12 rounds. Did he not dominate Klitschko for 12 rounds? Did he not dominate Klitschko for 12 rounds?
He was elusive with Klitschko. Brother,
did he dominate? You said yourself.
Earlier on. You embarrass yourself. I knew you would do it. The funny thing is, I knew you would do it.
You said yourself earlier on in the show.
I knew that as time goes on, you will start to romanticize the idea of the way Wilder lost. There is a big difference between Tyson Fury going to Germany against the odds. I said my whole point of even bringing that story up was saying that, for Fury to go over there and actually not knock that opponent out, but completely humiliate them in their own patch.
My whole point I was trying to say, what he did to Deontay Wilder was humiliate him.
He did not. This is a different type of humiliation. He got exposed in his last fight, and you know it through basics. Through basic backing him up and beating him up. For the very first time, everyone was like, what the fuck, when they were watching the fight. Not because we've never seen Fury fight like that before. But he backed him up and beat him.
No. You have never seen Fury fight like that before. I've seen Fury fight like that before. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Fury's knocked people out before.
Let's choose revisionist history. Will, stop it. You stop it. You know that he went to the Kronk gym.
Fury's never fought
He
in the front
he
foot
went to the Kronk gym, especially for that
Fury's
fight.
never fought in the front foot before.
He went to the Kronk gym, especially for that fight, that to knock him out.
Oh my god!
Let's not do the whole. I know Tyson's Fury's career, and I've seen him fight in his second fight, and he fought like that.
I'm not doing that, Chig. I'm sorry, but you haven't watched enough Tyson Fury fights for you to say what you're saying, because you clearly haven't watched him. How did he get his knockouts?
Oh my gosh!
How did he get his knockouts? How did he get his knockouts?
Well, stop it.
How did he get his knockouts?
Why is it whenever we argue, it's about this Wilder guy? Why? What is it with you and this Wilder guy?
It's not. What is it with you and this brother? It's
revisionist history. Shout out to Diego, by the way. Shout out to Diego for that big question there, man. You know, Diego,
we're on about Fury. We're on about Fury.
This is revisionist history.
Oh my god! You just said Fury changed his style just to go do this, and I'm saying I've seen that style before. I don't know what.
Okay, you've seen that style before from Fury. Okay, in his second fight. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna argue this revisionist history nonsense. This is ridiculous.
Ola. Ask the audience. Yeah, has Fury fought aggressively before, or was it the first time he ever fought?
We know that Fury went to the Kronk gym. Went to the Kronk gym.
You tell me.
Went to the Kronk gym, especially for this fight to knock out Wilder. And now you're telling me, you clearly haven't watched Fury's whole career, because we've seen Fury fight like that before. We have never seen Fury back up motherfuckers like that before, and then knock him out. Right. Knock him out like that, like the bitch that Wilder was on that night.
Watch Fury versus Cunningham. Yeah. Watch Fury versus Cunningham. Watch Fury versus Cunningham.
Yeah? You mean after Cunningham buzzed him a couple of times? Yeah. Bro, no, it's not even the same. It's not even the same performance.
He knocked him down.
It's not even the same performance. It's not even the same performance. Stop it. This is revisionist history.
Fury destroyed Chisora, something like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are people?
No, I'm reading the chat. I'm just reading the chat.
Thank you. Chisora twice. The second time he fought him left.
Are people telling me that the performance against Wilder?
No, it's not people telling me. People
are the same thing. They're the same thing.
He fought Chisora twice, you know. He fought Chisora twice.
Kelly, you're sharper than that as well. Tell me the performance. I'm not talking about knockouts. I'm talking about Fury backing up an opponent for the entire fight and then knocking them out. Stop it. People know better. Stop it. I know time has gone by. I know when did Fury last fight him? 18 months ago, a year ago. So I know people, maybe the memory is not as good as it was. So we're starting to revise the history. I'm not saying that Fury's never knocked somebody out. I'm saying, are you telling me that Fury fought Chisora through backing him up the entire fight and then knocking him out?
No, he didn't knock him out. But go and watch the fight. Go and watch the fight.
No, I need to watch the fight, because contrary to your belief,
now this is the problem. I know the man's career. I just thought we were on the same page the entire time about it, until you said, he's fought like that before. Please stop it. Every time with Wilder, this is the thing. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna start literally. I'm gonna shut my mouth in future when it comes to Wilder, because there seems to be a change in this man's history. Every time I bring him up to Will, there seems to be there's like a revisionist thing. It's almost like to not make him look as bad as he was on that particular night. And the funny thing is, this whole argument started because I had the temerity to say that I think that Whyte would have a slightly easier time. Well, not slightly. Would have an easier time. Forget the word slightly. Would have an easier time
beating Wilder than he would beating.
Oh, I love it. You man made my
In my
evening, man. I
opinion.
swear to God.
No, I don't understand. Jeez. Anyway.
So, William, do you want to answer the question? That Diego, you fucked up.
What question? Because no one's even taking my prediction for the fight yet.
What do you mean?
that?
What question?
You guys just went.
What do you mean? What question?
Because when you asked what we think about the fight, no one's asked me what I think about the fight yet between Povetkin and Thingy. We just went on to Diego. You two said about what you thought, and we went on to Diego. Diego's question. I'm still waiting for you to get to me to say.
And now this is
what I think about the fight.
Yeah. This is all the floor is yours.
I don't know.
Povetkin.
I don't know.
Povetkin, Dillian Whyte. What do you think is gonna win? How do you think the fight's gonna play out? We've seen the first one before.
I don't know. I couldn't care less how it played out or who won, to be honest with you.
Because we asked you about the fighters for the men. You said you don't even care about that. You just want to see the women fight. So now you say you don't care about this fight. Which one do you care about, bro?
Not this
just
one.
Wilder. You only just care about Wilder.
I don't care about Wilder. I don't care about Wilder. I don't care about Wilder.
You could have fooled us. You could have fooled us.
Because a second ago, he made a point of saying, "Oh, well, you've not even asked me about Povetkin." So now that Ola asks you about Povetkin, oh, I don't care about how the Povetkin fight.
Yeah, because it's gone.
You could have fooled them.
The moment's gone. We've gone on to different topics. Now we're gonna go back to this again. We're going on to a different topic. How are we gonna go back? Well,
it's all the same topic as boxing.
It's the same topic as boxing.
Just asked an extension to the question, which was, all right, say if Dillian wins, where does he go on? That was the whole question.
Yeah, fight Wilder.
That's the whole question.
Yeah, fight Wilder.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, dear. This boy, I Wilder, I'll tell you. This is
I just asked why do you rate Ruiz that highly? Because every time you talk like Ruiz is some fucking big guy. Every time you talk like Ruiz is some big guy. Every time.
Every time.
I just wondered. Yeah, you do.
Every time?
You do.
When did
you
I
talk
last
like Ruiz is some
When did I last talk about Ruiz?
No, you talk like he's some big fucking like everyone's one's after it. No one was fighting.
Because I thought, in my opinion,
no, not that. It's how you put him. You always put him there like he's one of the guys who gets.
Did anyone hear me say Ruiz was good? Did anyone hear me say Ruiz was tough? Did anyone hear me give even him a compliment? All I said was that, in my opinion, I think that he beats Wilder before he beats Ruiz.
Bro,
you know that's a grenade in itself when it comes to William.
You could go back and slap his best friend in front of his face.
Listen, we could go back to another show where you said Ruiz would definitely.
But we were talking about another show. Yeah, another show. Well, I'm talking to you today, right now. That caused this emotional, aggressive reaction. I didn't say anything about Ruiz. Other than I felt that Whyte has less of a chance against Ruiz than Wilder. I didn't say anything else. What are we talking about? Another show? What's another show got to do with what I'm talking about right now? That was it. And then you just went off on one. I'm like, blimey, the fuck did I just do? What happened?
Oh, Lord of God.
That's what I'm saying. It's what? Honestly,
salute to everyone in the cup, man. Look, this is us. This is us when it comes to Wilder, AJ. Look, if it's AJ talk and Wilder talk, I'll be going mad right now. You know what I mean?
This for AJ. No,
I'll be going mad. For me, you can't slander AJ in front of me. I get where Will. I see where Will is at right now.
I don't care that deep. Ain't that deep to me.
But you know what I mean. So look, this is us. Yeah, when it comes to this Wilder, Whyte, Ruiz, AJ, and some of the other fighters that we favor.
Gone, by the way. So, your mic is gone.
Who, me?
No, Will. Nope, can't hear It's probably just as bad. Even the mic is like, I'm sick of hearing this wild shit.
Oh my God! Hey, listen, this is us. This is how we do. You know what I mean? It's been another great show. It's been another great show. You know what I mean? Cause only Will can get Chig fucking riled up when it comes to fucking Wilder talk.
You know me, man. You know me. I don't like it. I don't like it if I'm being told I've said something I've not said. I hate that. Like, brother, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Look, you still don't get it. I don't, just because he got a lucky win against what's his name, against AJ,
But
doesn't mean I don't get it. I just don't get how it was a lucky win. So,
okay, but here's the thing.
Don't get, ever since then, I just don't get it.
So it doesn't detract from my sentence, which was, in my opinion, which is always the crucial part in this.
And it was still
in my opinion,
I was still asked the same question. Which I said, the question is, I just don't get why all of a sudden Ruiz is some rated guy. I just don't get it. That's what my whole thing is.
But again, you're saying something. You're putting words in my mouth I didn't say. I'm not saying that he's this big all and end all person, but I'm comparing three people here, and I think one of them has an easier chance against the other. That was all I said. But because it was not against. Because it was not your guy. That's what forced this aggressive emotional reaction.
No.
Because for me, I ain't gonna lie. If you said that about AJ, I would not care less. Who gives a damn?
I can't say nothing about AJ before both of you jumping on me.
For me,
I can't say nothing about AJ with you two jumping on me. What the hell you mean? As soon as I say anything about AJ,
say what you like. I'll laugh at you because I disagree, but I wouldn't have an emotional reaction to it.
No, I said no. Listen, I said one thing, and you're trying to tie me to Wilder. I just said I just don't see why anyone.
You know why I'm tying you to Wilder, because I've dared to say that Wilder. I dared to even suggest that Wilder was an easier matchup. That's where this reaction came from. Let's be honest.
Okay, I hope Deontay. I hope what's his name? Dillian Whyte gets Deontay Wilder. I hope he does. I really do.
And another funny thing is, even if Wilder knocks him out first round.
No, don't even if now.
Once again. No. Once again, I couldn't care less.
There you go.
Once again, I couldn't care less.
There you go.
I believe my thought process and my opinion. That's it.
There you go.
That is it.
I heard that Ali was thinking about signing Wilder. Maybe if it comes to dominant, you know, if it just maybe Will might just, he might not love Wilder just as much no more. You know what I mean? If Ali can complete the signing of
thinks that Wilder's misunderstood. Probably thinks Wilder's misunderstood. And why does everyone think Wilder's bad? Have you listened to him lately, Will? Well, but why? What? Because people ain't said crazy things in boxing before.
Listen.
This is the type of emotional shit you come out with.
Listen. You've
It's like Will and Wilder from the same village.
Listen, you've had more interaction with Wilder's page in the last 6 months than I have in the last 5 years.
Brother, because it's boxing.
But that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying.
We do a boxing podcast.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. This whole Will loves what I've always put a tag on me, which I've happily carried. This whole time, and then all of a sudden now it's becoming a cult thing where you think, oh, that's my guy. No, I don't really care about Wilder.
Bullshit.
You love Wilder.
Bullshit.
I'm amazed.
We know you love Wilder. We know different,
man. In this chat room right now believes that you don't care about Wilder.
All I know is, Fury's more my guy than Wilder is. All I know is that. All I know is I wanted to bet him for Fury versus
no chance.
Klitschko.
I have never seen you defend Fury like this. Never, ever. I watched
Klitschko Fury.
Never.
With
every time we get into a debate, it's about something I dare to say against Wilder. Every time. Like, it ain't that deep.
All right.
It ain't that deep.
All right. Okay.
Every time. I've never seen you defend Fury like that.
Okay.
Never. I haven't even seen you defend Ola like that. Much more hours more Fury.
If you said Whyte has got a better chance of beating Chisora than he has of what's his name? What's his name again? Ruiz. I would have said I just don't get it. I just don't get why anyone gives this Ruiz guy too much. I'd say the same thing. I'd say the same. I'd say the same thing.
You're lying to yourself.
It just luckily had to be Wilder.
You're not.
So
you're lying to yourself because you damn well know that Chisora is a bum. You damn well know it. So stop it. You're lying to yourself. You ain't even lying to me.
No, what I'm trying to say is, ever since this Ruiz guy beat Joshua, you seem to rate him like so. Oh, he beat Joshua, so that's my point.
What gives you that impression? Because according to you, I said this in a show, which is bullshit. Because you can't tell me what show that I said that in. Other than
you never said Ruiz should fight.
When was the last time I even spoke about Ruiz? Will stop it.
Wilder.
Stop it.
Fighting Wilder.
Stop it.
You never spoke about.
I didn't even mention Ruiz.
Dante, big up Dante in the cut, you know. The man said the last time we see Chig this fired up is when Arsenal was on his
I keep talking about Ruiz and I keep mentioning him like he's this big all and end all. When did I last mention him?
Okay.
What show did I last mention? Have I even spoken about Ruiz in the last 6 months? Stop it. Stop it. You couldn't find a show where I've done that.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, you know that. I don't think about little Ruiz like that. Stop it. It's crazy, this Wilder thing. But anyway, oh jeez. Anyway, let's head up out of here. Guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. It's quite a bit tips that we've had. Please do slap a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll see who was right and who was wrong. Clearly, I need to make up some points because I am way behind when it comes to this prediction thing. So I need to start rallying and get some performance of the nights in. So let's see if I can do that next week. We'll review it along with who's fighting next week. I guess Till. Is it the Till fight next week?
Mark Vettori.
Yeah, Till Vettori next week. So we'll cover that card next week as well. And until next week. Take care.
Salute.
Enjoy your evening. We out.
Peace.
Peace.